Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Ping here for Nights with Ping. I hope you had a good show with Trish. No, I did not route anyone over here because they had a guest on. I don't do that when they have a guest. Just making sure my mic levels are correct. And then I've got the correct speakers on so you guys don't hear all the mental stuff. All right. How's everyone? Long day? Danny Mitchell was here first. I mean, he is a celebrity. Of course, he's going to be here first. Marilyn Landis is here. Nana Lana. Veggie Won't Smile. Mel Mack. Gambler is here. Hey, Gambler. See, Anna is here. And Woos is here. Kathy Lynch and Shirl Huffman. Good to see everyone. Everyone's going to pile in for a minute. Retired RN. Hey, Retired RN. I Hate Mornings is here. Oh, Miss Trisha said we were routing and we didn't route. Oh, sorry about that. Jojo is here. Hey, Jojo, good to see you. I'm just letting everyone pile in and then I'll get going. Give everyone a few minutes to jump in. Actually, let me set up the first story while we're waiting. That's not the first story. Hold on. Where's my ABC? Uh-huh. Here. There. There you go. There you guys go. You guys got a bit of a look at a court sketch of Erin in court today. I don't know if it looks like her. I never think the court sketches do look like the people, but yeah, that's a picture we've got. Hey, Marlene Clausen, how are you? Nana Lana is here. I think I said that before. I want to just thank a couple people before we get started. Shirl Huffman, my friend from Palm Springs, how are you? And thank you for your donation last night, and Jerry as well. I don't want to use any more of your name, Jerry, because it might be more identifying, but thank you, Jerry and Shirl. Shirl left a little bit of a message. It says, a small token of appreciation for all you do. Keep going. I will, Shirl, and I have some news on that. I got to thinking last night, and there's not too many large cases like this that are going to be near me ever, like probably never. Or no, not never, but not often. And I'm going to, when she is committed to trial, which I think she will in the Supreme Court in Melbourne, I am going to travel to Melbourne for the trial and cover it live from the courtroom. If I can get a seat. If not, I'll just go there and I'll be outside and be a weirdo that sits outside. But I will head into the trial because it's not that far from me. I can get in there 25 minutes every day, and I think that would be really exciting. So have some work to do before then to get ready for it, but it'll be interesting, I think, and it'll be my first time covering a live trial at the actual thing instead of doing it online. So I just don't know how many more chances I'd get to do something that I've followed for so long. So yeah, I think that'll be very interesting. So there's a little bit of news for you. All right, how about we get on to what happened this morning? So she did actually stay at the Morwell police station like we thought last night, like I showed you. And I mean, it's obvious. It was the closest place that she could stay. And I was thinking last night, that must have been a really hard night for her. Same with the trip to Morwell. She is alone in a cell, most likely. Uh, I don't know if there's any friends or family that are supporting her right now. That's a very lonely existence, very lonely to be trapped in a cell, four walls, and maybe that's it. So very, very lonely night, I would say. And let me get to here. All right. So this morning they started the court hearing. I didn't think it would take very long. They normally don't take very long for these brief first hearings. So it says here, Leongatha woman Erin Patterson has faced a brief filing hearing after she was charged with 3 counts of murder and 5 of attempted murder. 5 of the murder charges relate to the lunch that she hosted in July, and 3 are 3 are from, her ex-husband over 2020 and to 2021. I think that's right. I'll update that in a second. But what I found interesting, we found out today, 3 of them are for the husband poisoning him earlier on. One of the charges of attempted murder are for the ex-husband on the day of the lunch, the one that he missed. He didn't attend, but I think because he was invited, they're saying that's intent. So she intended to murder him too. So he also gets a attempted murder for the day in July at the lunch. I think that is very interesting. Now, there was no bail discussed today. I think they're going to do that over the next couple of weeks. I don't think she'll get bail. I just don't think she will. I don't think you can get bail on 3 murder charges and 5 attempted murder, but hey, who knows? It says here prosecutors say it will take months to analyze computer equipment seized from the home of a woman charged with the murder over a mushroom meal linked to 3 deaths in Victoria's East. Erin Patterson, 49, faced court this morning after she was yesterday charged with the uh, counts of murder and attempted murder. The allegations center around a beef Wellington lunch. We know that. So they're saying they want 20 weeks of time to go through the evidence that they took from her home yesterday. 20 weeks. So we're not going to come back for the next hearing until May 3rd of next year, 2024. So it's going to be quite a long time waiting to see if she will be committed to stand trial in the Supreme Court. That's what that next hearing will do in May. The brief of evidence will be presented to her legal team and to the judge, and then they'll make a decision whether there's enough there to take it to trial. So that's sort of the next steps in all this. It's going to be a long process. We're going to go through Christmas, New Year, Chinese New Year, and then just before Easter, maybe after Easter, you know, we're going to be going back to court. So, but I suspect we might see a bail application at some point, but I don't think she'll get it. Um, yeah, that's really it. Hearing lasted 15 minutes, not very long, and yeah, I just wanted to think, what would it be like if I was her? And I would have been absolutely out of my mind. One, that I got caught. Two, that I'm stuck in this cell, no one around, and I'm far from home. I know she's like at least an hour from home, I think. And yeah, I don't know if she has anyone supporting her right now. So, but you know what they say, you make your bed, you lie in it, allegedly. So Nonalana says, I agree, Woos, she is dangerous. I heard some people saying on another show tonight that her children are very lucky. Like, what if she took it that far? But I think she protected her children. That's why they never ate the original one. But some people are saying maybe her children were a target at some point in the future. Nonalana says, "Hey Ping, I wonder if she's under a suicide watch. When she's processed into remand, I'm guessing they will put her in isolation or special watch or whatever they call it down here, and that will definitely happen because she's on such a high, uh, a high and lengthy kind of charge. It's like life in prison. So yes, they will do that. I think that's procedure. Hey Uda, how are you? See, I don't pronounce the J in your name anymore. There you go. Nalana says what I just read out. Cheryl Huffman says lots of time to think. I agree. She she's had 2 months to think of her answers and stuff like that. So, but no, she has a lot of time to be with her thoughts for sure. Um, yeah, there's really not a lot else, guys. That's about it. What I told you. What else did I learn over the since I last spoke to you last night? Yeah, so they're saying the case is likely to proceed to committal hearing. I think they're pretty confident this will go to Supreme Court. I just, I think the how big this case is, the charges she has to answer for, even if like 4 of the charges couldn't go to Supreme Court, the other ones could. So I think the judge is just saying, I mean, the magistrate is saying, the odds of not going to Supreme Court on trial is pretty slim. So get ready. Miss Patterson's lawyer, Bill Doher, said it was likely the case would proceed to a committal, a stage in the legal process where a magistrate assesses whether there is sufficient evidence for the matter to proceed to a Supreme Court trial. He says it could very well go on for a very long time. It seems to be based on a lot of analysis which we haven't received and hasn't even been completed at this point in time. Yes, they want that 20 weeks to do their analysis of what they found yesterday. So the magistrate adjourned the case to a committal mention on May 3rd next year. Magistrate Walsh said the case would remain in the Latrobe Valley for now, but could be shifted to Melbourne to ensure it progressed efficiently. Melbourne's got a bigger court, more security, more room, that type of thing, and more judges. So it would you could get it done more quickly. He says the important thing here is that the matter progresses through the system as quickly as is reasonably possible without having it languishing for too long. So they don't want it. They want to get this done quickly within probably about a year. They want her tried, sentenced, and over and done with by this time next year. Not too many delays after the 20 weeks, I guess. Erin Patterson maintains her innocence, apparently. Miss Patterson has always maintained she did not intentionally poison her guests and has denied any wrongdoing. In a written statement sent to police in August, Miss Patterson said she bought some fungi at a supermarket and an Asian grocery store, which she then used in the beef Wellington served at the lunch. She said she herself was hospitalized after eating the meal. Police have previously said they were investigating the possibility that the three people who died after the lunch had eaten death cap mushrooms, but they were awaiting outcome of toxicology analysis. I believe they do know that now. They do know that it's 100%. Uh, yeah, I think a lot of people are out there today saying that people should remember the community and the people that knew all this family who either lost a friend, lost, people they knew through church or lost a huge part of their community, either one way or the other. And I think that's a good point, and we should be mindful of that. It is a close knit town. A lot of people do know each other. Actually, we had a woman, I think it's a woman, sorry, I don't want to misgender anyone. Someone in the comments yesterday that was from Leongatha, and she watched the show last night. If she's a she could be a he. I don't know. Could be an octopus. I'm not sure, but I can ask next time I see them. Wu says they must have found a lot of stuff at her place then. I mean, they must have 20 weeks to get their IT team to go through it. That's a lot. Laura T is here. Hey, Laura T. Thank you for your donation last night, Laura T. I appreciate that. Same with Laura G. You guys were very, very kind last night. We were up late, about 10 o'clock at night, Australian time, after she was charged with murder. We were here very late. Danny Mitchell says, I am curious about the lunchtime conversation. I believe they were probably talking about, spirituality and, life after death. The hell? Do you guys hear that? Well, why is this always crazy things happen at my place? What the hell? Someone was like beeping their horn like constantly outside. I have no idea what's going on. Crazy people out there. Um, Uda says, "Poor people fancy going for a get together and being poisoned." I know, right? Hey Potter, good to see you. Potter, I forgot to say last night. I hope your surgery goes well, and I hope you feel better. And thank you for your donation last night. I appreciate it. But I was more impressed just to see you. I was wondering where you had been for a while because you'd been sort of like missing in action for a little while. So I hope you're feeling better. Well, I hope you will feel better after that. I really do. And I hope you get back to being healthy. We have so many people in the chat that have gone through health issues. It's very scary. Kathy Lynch says, how many people died? 3 people died, 1 guy survived, had to go through a liver transplant, and he is now out of hospital. The ex-husband survived after 3 poisoning attempts by her in the previous years. Sarah Allen. Hey, Sarah Allen. Good to see you here. She says, Ping, that is such an exciting news, such an important trial to cover. Yeah, that's the reason I made the decision to go down to the Supreme Court for this next year. Is that I think since we've been following it from the beginning, it would be wrong not to cover it with the channel after putting so much time and effort into it. I mean, I've been on it since day one. It'd be wrong not to see the conclusion of it and get it to you guys live from Melbourne. So, Nanalana says, "Hey Ping, have you or Trisha or Insightful One seen Lily and Gail and Nancy?" No, not for a while, but I do know that Lily and Gail was not feeling that well, and I know she has had some health issues over the years. I don't know what that means of where she is though. We are missing a few others too, like Jade. I haven't seen Jade in a long time. Detective's daughter. Haven't seen Detective's daughter in a long time. Mary Gold. Haven't seen Mary Gold for a little while. I know she did pop in and say hi at one point, and same with Shivers Girl. Haven't seen her in a while either. But hey, look, people cycle in and out of what fascinates them, and especially with true crime, people get like overburdened with the stories they hear, and they need to have a break. And this is quite common. I see it all the time in like true crime chat rooms. People get really into a few cases, they follow them for a year or two, and then they get sort of burnt out where they don't want to be um, communicating with the community for a while. They just need to look after their own mental health for a little bit. And then when they feel refreshed, they will come back. So, I just give everyone the benefit of the doubt that that's what's happening. Candy Williams says, I've seen Lillian once in a while on another live. Is that Gray's channel? I know she goes there a lot too. Candy Williams says, haven't seen Juju Lioness Elsa either. Yeah, it's really weird. It's like when the summer break happened in America, a bunch of people disappeared. I hope they didn't get like suctioned up into the portal. Nana Lana says, well, I'm not sure about her ex when he was so sick. We'll find out. We'll find out what happened there. Marlon Clausen says, yes, sometimes it's tough and heartbreaking. My PA thinks I had the cove for the last 2 weeks. Oh my God, Marlene, I hope you don't. I really hope you don't have that, but I hope you feel better, Marlene. Retired RN says, ping, your subscribers keep going up. Do they? I haven't checked like since we've been on here, but I know we gained a few last night. And welcome to the new subscribers. Hope you are enjoying the live shows. Vegemite Smile says, hey, Ping, can you tweet out the live in court? I'm not sure you can do that while in session, but outside should be okay. I'm not sure. I'll check with with the Supreme Court if it once we know which court it's going to go to and what judge. I can probably ask them what is acceptable and what is not. But there'll be a lot of media there, and newspapers and Herald Sun and News.com and the Australian. There'll be a lot of different journalists there, so I'm sure they'll be doing something similar. Yeah. Hello, Laura. Yes, hello, Laura. And Catatonic. Hey, Catatonic. Good to see you. LA's here. Hey, LA. Avalon Apples is here too. Hey, Avalon Apples. Avalon Apples says Lillian was on the phone with Gray last night. She'd been dealing with the loss of a loved one. Oh, okay. That's sad to hear. That woman's had so many trials and tribulations in her life. She doesn't need any more. I hope her and Nancy are doing well. I really do. They're very, very sweet ladies. Very sweet. They support like as many people as they can in the true crime community, and they just are relentless. They help as much as they can. Give me 2 minutes. I just want to fix something. All right, there we go. All right, I do have one more version of what happened today. We can have a look. I think that one that I read out had the best information on it. Actually, hold on. Before we move on that one, there was a bit in here that I wanted to read out. Hold on. Where is it? Is it here? Here. Of the charges, the three counts of murder and two of attempted murder relate to the July 29th lunch. And then it says here, where's the other bit? Charge sheet shows police have accused Erin Patterson of the attempted murder of Mr. Wilkinson, her estranged husband, and her estranged husband Simon Patterson on the date of the Beef Wellington lunch. Yes, we know that. So that's the person who survived, and then the ex husband who didn't show up to the lunch on July 29th. And then she also faces three counts of attempted murder of Simon Patterson between November 2021 and September 2022. And he got sick sometime around September 2022, if I remember correctly. So she might have been poisoning him for almost a year, November 2021 to September 2022. That's really, really brutal. But you can tell here, I think that's the most interesting bit that they're still going to try get her on an attempted murder just because Simon was invited to the lunch. I think that's really interesting that they think they have enough there to do that. I mean, maybe he was the main target, and then when he dropped out at the last minute, she went through with it anyway. I don't know. I know we'll find out at some point. Retired says, "What a nice lady." Not, yeah, I know. Hold on, I don't want people to be stuck on a white page. We had some complaints of this several times. There you go. So it's not fully white, so people don't get their eyes burnt out late at night. There you go. I can make it like that, so it's not as white. Um, Laura Thomas says, "Wow, that's so long, so sad. She really was nuts." You know, there was some information that leaked out today. Okay, there's something here. Says here, dressed in a loose-fitting beige jumper, Erin Patterson appeared in court on Thursday in civilian clothing for the last time for the foreseeable future. Instead, the 49-year-old will be forced to wear prison greens as she's taken off to await trial within the confines of Victoria's notorious Dame Phyllis Frost Centre. That's in Melbourne. So she's going to be transferred from Morwell to Melbourne. On Thursday, Homicide Squad detectives arrested Patterson. We know that. And then on Friday, Patterson sat quietly within the Latrobe Valley Magistrates Court as her immediate fate was discussed. The stay-at-home mum could do little but smile and accept the news that she would not return to court until May next year. Patterson was low-key as she peered through her tortoiseshell-colored glasses at the proceedings. Behind the glass sat more than a dozen journalists, many of whom knocked on her front door at some stage over the last few months. Patterson was under no illusion she had a jail stint ahead of her at the time. Before the hearing even began, her barrister told her she could not apply for bail at this time. The experienced barrister told Patterson he would work to have her released on bail at a later date. Good luck, buddy. He faces a difficult battle with the Victoria's justice system setting an extremely high bar for a person charged with offences of this gravity to be released while awaiting trial. Patterson reluctantly agreed to her remand in custody, not that she had any say in it. Magistrate Tim Walsh told Patterson he had no authority to even contemplate releasing her on bail. That will be a decision for a Supreme Court justice when and if that happens. So her lawyer will have to apply for leave to the Supreme Court to ask that judge for bail. Seated between two burly prison guards on Friday, Patterson glared at the media pack as she was raised to her feet and shown the exit. Bail hearing or no bail hearing, the next time she will be seen again will be from the confines of a prison interview room, dressed in loose-fitting prison greens. There you go. That's the end of the article. Very interesting. I think that must be a big culture shock for her for sure. Yeah, Potter says Deer Park. Yep, Deer Park is where Dame Phyllis is. Yeah, I hope we get a motive as well. It has to be some sort of motive. Maybe she thought they meddled in her marriage or something. I have no idea. Nana says, "Will the trial be on camera?" Apparently, today's proceedings may have been on camera. I found out too late, but there was a Cisco link that they have for the court. I'm just not sure if her one was on live camera or not, and I don't know what they're going to do with cameras for May. It'll probably be when we find out if she's going to go to trial. Then we'll find out because it'll be a different judge in the Supreme Court than the judge that is overseeing everything right now. The judge that's overseeing everything right now is a magistrate for a smaller court in our court system, sort of like a circuit court, like you guys have, a little bit different. So Supreme Court is the same as your Supreme Court, and she'll have to wait until she goes there, and we'll have to wait until she gets to that point to find out if we get any cameras or live streams or anything like that. Oh, Potter says she will be with Judy Moran. Isn't that lovely? Candy Williams says, I think she was trying to get rid of the people who stood between her and her ex husband and to garner favor with him, make him dependent on her. That's a good theory, Candy Williams. I have thought something similar. That I just think they maybe meddled in her marriage and she blames them for the downfall of her marriage because maybe they were like, oh, what do you need that girl for? She's a terrible mom. You should just get away from her, Simon. She's shocking. And maybe they just never really fully approved of her. I mean, maybe they were civil to her, but behind closed doors, what they say to their child may be something completely different to how they are when they see each other or something like that. Potter says, "Wow, really cameras?" I don't know. I'm not sure, but there was a Cisco web link for that particular court today, but I don't know if it worked or not. Gambler says, "If the in-laws were so against her, why would they go to her place for lunch? It wasn't a party for the children or anything else, was there?" No, so it was some sort of like intervention. She had called the meeting apparently to discuss maybe getting back with her husband. Now, look, I don't know if that's 100% true or that's some sort of rumor that came out, but that was sort of the information that was floating about. So, Ian Patterson, I'm pretty sure, is the pastor. That's her pastor, like sort of her religious confidant. And I think she invited him over with her ex in laws over to try and convince them that she's a good woman and she's changed and they should really let Simon be around her and that type of thing. But look, I don't know for sure. Maybe we'll find out in court what happened at that lunch or why that lunch was called. Let me just see if I have any better information on this for you. So it says here, according to court documents, police will allege Miss Patterson attempted to murder her ex-husband, Simon Patterson, 48, 4 times over a 3-year period. She is accused of first trying in November 2021, followed by 2 attempts in May and September last year, while the fourth is understood to be because he was invited but ultimately didn't attend the fatal July 29th lunch. It's understood Mr. Patterson spent 17 days in an induced coma with a mystery illness in May 2022. Miss Patterson was held overnight 50 meters away from the court in the Morwell police station before entering just before 10 a.m. So, yeah, she did end up at that Morwell police station around the corner from Latrobe Courthouse. It's literally like a 2-minute walk. They could have walked her in her handcuffs if they wanted to. I don't know if they did. There might be a back entrance between the police station and the courthouse. I know some places do have those, so you can easily get between the two, but I'm not sure how this one happened. Where are we? Candy Williams says, "Good thing the ex didn't go to that lunch." I know he's got to be thanking his lucky stars, right? That he bailed on that lunch. He must have had some sort of like um guardian angel or some sort of internal thought like, "Oh, I shouldn't go there." He must be really sort of happy in a way. Happy and sad. He lost his parents. So, Kathy Lynch says, "I think there will be a movie made on this story." 100% there'll be a movie. I don't know if it'll be Australian or American, but someone is going to pick up the rights for this when a journalist writes a book about it for sure. Marlene Clausen said, "Show the love for our ping with a like, please. Hello, replay crew. Yes, please like the chat and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you would like to help with funding coverage that I've done over the last 2 days and like to see more of it, there is a link in the chat and in the description. As you can see, I've been on a bit too long and my throat is getting a bit croaky. Done too many live shows in like 2 days. We've been on like every 12 hours or something in the last, what, day and a half or something like that. So after this one, I'm going to get some rest for a day, let the voice go back down. Because I don't have someone like Insightful One, so it's just me. I don't have someone I can take a break with and, spend 2 minutes relaxing for a minute. Uda says, "Rest your voice being." I will after we finish here, for sure. I'm going to go on a 24-hour no speaking like journey. And I'm just going to be like sitting here like a monk. And I'm going to take a vow of silence and just sit here. And then people will be confused. They'll be like, "What happened to him? Did he become a mute?" Sarah Allen. Hold on. Breaking news. No. All right. No, it's Mrs. Ping. Um, Potter says you're croaky equal not croaky. I know. You guys should have seen me when I had the Rona. I couldn't speak. Like literally could not speak. It was really bad. I felt like I had razor blades in my throat. Kathy Lynch says you need a sidekick. Who wants the job? If you want to be my sidekick, you got to wear a costume. So, like you got to look like Mario or I don't know, a dinosaur, octopus. I don't know, dinosaur octopus maybe. Gambler says my eyes are tired from reading. Written copy of the phone taps from yesterday's Adelson trial. There's a lot. Adelson took the stand today in the defense of yet to watch it. I haven't seen it either. I've been busy doing this particular case with all the breaking news over the last 24 hours. So I haven't even had a chance to look at any other true crime in the last 24 hours, unfortunately. Nothing. There is a link to the Tallahassee Democrat that it says Charlie Adelson day 6 of the trial. Charlie testifies in his own defense for the Dan Markle murder case. I will put that in the chat if you would like to watch that after I get off here. And you can, if Gambler wants that link, there you go. Kathy Lynch says a costume based on the current story. Yeah, a giant mushroom or a giant dehydrator. Or, I don't know, that'll do. A mushroom or a dehydrator or a giant beef Wellington. Oh, Uda says I eat mushrooms a lot, having them for breakfast later. Okay, well, have a good breakfast. Make sure none of them came from Erin Patterson's kitchen. Make sure they don't say sent from Australia and Leon Gather. Make sure that they don't have that. Catatonic says I caught up. Congratulations. I have a chocolate coin for you, a medal. No, I'm just kidding. Wu says maybe Woolworths and the Asian grocery store should sue her. Now, I heard something like that, that the damage that she caused to the Asian community because of her accusations actually broke a lot of community trust in Asian grocery stores, and that, there should be some sort of consequence to that for her because, there was never any chance that they came from either Woolworths or an Asian grocer. So, I do agree because it's almost like she targeted a minority to explain away her own crimes or her own mess up. So I think that is wrong. They already have enough issues in our society to deal with, and they don't need some white woman accusing them of killing her family. So, yeah. Retired RN says the trial today was long and tedious. I recommend listening to a summary channel instead. There you go, gambler. Advice from someone who watches a lot of trials. I know retired RN watches heaps of them. Marlon Clausen said, I bought Halloween candy today. It was like half off. I like my yeah, I buy the Easter candy when it goes half off because I'm like, I ain't paying $10 for like 10 eggs. I'll pay $4 though. I mean, I'm always looking for a bargain. I never buy anything full price. Judah says, Ping, when did she throw her dehydrator away? Before or after they died? I think they were in hospital at the time. I don't know if they died yet though. But it was after the lunch. She did it when her ex-husband accused her of poisoning his family with the dehydrator, and so she freaked out apparently, and then threw it in the tip. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that you can't believe anything that she has said so far. Yeah, I know. Sarah Allen says, Marlene Clausen, now, you do not buy any men, whether full or half price. I know, right? I didn't know they did that in the red light district. I didn't know they had half price men. Does that only happen when it's raining, men? You tell me. Potter says, I remember a picture of it. They did have one. Hold on. There was a photo. I remember it was like a detective was holding it. Hmm. Can't seem to find one. Or at least not a good one to show you. But yeah, unfortunately I can't see a good one. But they definitely did search a tip at one point looking for that dehydrator and a few other things. Anything else she threw out, I guess. Actually, maybe this. The one thing that I know other people have brought it up, and if you go back and check my videos from when we first started covering this, I always thought that interview she did when she got out of her car was the most suspicious thing she did. She didn't cry throughout the whole thing, and she kept wiping her eyes like she was crying. And I have seen that in so many people who end up being found guilty of murder or whatever because they can't produce real tears because they're not upset. They're more upset they may get caught rather than anything else. But yeah, that thing, that's what did it for me. because it was a weird interview, and then she kept saying weird things like, "It's not about me, it's about people who died," and it was way over the top. Like, I'm not I'm not grief shaming anyone. I'm just saying to me it seemed odd. And I don't mean to grief shame people if that's the way you grieve, I guess, but I don't know, something about it came off a little weird to me, especially with the wiping the eyes when there was no tears. That I don't know. It set up my like BS detector. It was a bit you know, bit let me just check something. All right. I don't actually I have one story, a little quick one we can talk about. Give me 1 second, and I'll see if I can find it. There was a body found on the road today, and I want to talk about it. Oh, actually, we spoke about the hockey player who died after being kicked in the neck? Apparently, there was a decision made today. An inquest into the horrific death of ice hockey star Adam Johnson is set to get underway. That's interesting. Footage of the tragedy emerged on Tuesday, with one viral video showing Petgrave appearing to lift his leg with a kicking motion towards Johnson's upper body. Says here, the horror incident is now set to come under police scrutiny, with the coroner's office confirming an inquest into the star's death will be opened at Medico Legal Centre in Sheffield. South Yorkshire Police confirmed it is investigating the incident, but officers have said the inquiry will take some time. That'll be interesting. I like how the UK does those really quick inquests into unusual deaths. They often do this, and they kind of run an inquest like 2 weeks later instead of like 5 years later in Australia. So that'll be interesting. We will be able to follow that when they get that inquest underway, because would be interesting to know if there was any intent to hurt with that kicking motion. Where's this guy that died on the road? There was a body found on a road here today. Um, by the way, the magistrate in the Erin Patterson thing, he was quite unhappy with the 20-week request delay. He said, basically, you were okay with charging her with murder and attempted murder yesterday. Why do you need 20 weeks to like analyze all this stuff when you were willing to charge this woman, with all these counts of murder yesterday? Like, where's the evidence to charge her if you still got 20 weeks of stuff to go through? So he was a little unimpressed. He was laying into the prosecution a little bit, which does make sense. Where is this one? Here. Teenage boy found dead on major Melbourne road. Emergency services were called after the teen was found dead on the side of a major road, suffering from serious injuries. A teenage boy has died after he was found with serious injuries on a major Melbourne freeway. Emergency services were called to the Princess Freeway about 3:15 a.m. on Friday, following reports a person was injured. When they arrived on the scene, they found a 17-year-old boy from Moe. He was pronounced deceased at the scene. That's It is unclear how the teenager came to be on the road, and police are investigating if he may have fallen from an overpass. A number of witnesses stopped at the scene and spoke with police. Major collision investigation detectives are looking to speak with a truck driver who was seen carrying a blue or green shipping container at the time. They believe the driver may be able to assist with their inquiries. But down here, look, it has a need to talk thing. They often put these on self-harm deaths. If people have done harm to themselves, or killed themselves, you often see this at the bottom of the article. without them actually stating it in the article. It's sort of just something the Australian media does. And hmm, maybe he jumped from the overpass. Maybe they're saying it is you know, a self-harm death from that freeway overpass just here. Because it's interesting, they don't put these on here for nothing. They do them for DV, self-harm, and that's about it. So, I wonder if the police told the media, hey, it kind of looks like this, but we don't know yet. Don't know. But very sad to find a teenage boy dead on a freeway this morning. Uda says, but what a way to do it though. Yeah, caused a spectacle, I guess. Caused a scene. How was the show with Trish and Jury File? Did you guys have fun? Marlene Clausen said, let's talk about pies. You know, um, Costco has a pumpkin pie right now for American Fall, and I always want to buy it, but it's like 5 pounds of pumpkin pie, and I'm like, I don't know if I can eat, you know, 2 kilos of pumpkin pie, and then I'm like, what if I don't like it? What if I don't like pumpkin pie? I'll be stuck with a thing that's like the size of a family pizza of pie. So, oh, okay. Nana Lana says a lot of news ping. Jury trial explained a lot. Oh, that's good. Jury file is always good value. Kathy Lynch says I love pumpkin pie. I'll have to try it sometime. I will have to try it at some point. Hold on. What time did we jump on? 15 past the hour or something like that? Alright, well, we might wrap up in a second. I just wanted to come in and do the update for Erin Patterson and sort of close this part of the week because it's been a long week. Guys, hold on. Sorry about that. That's my neighbor. The neighbor with her big labradoodle, and it's like big and fluffy, and it always barks at the cats. So, Catatonic says thanks, Ping and everyone. Oh, Catatonic says key lime pie is my favorite. Yeah, it's pretty good. Marlene Clausen says I never had sweet potato pie. I hear it's good. It might be. I've never had it either. I'll just check one more link. I just don't think I have much more than this for you. Can hear someone talking nearby. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for all the donations and support, subscribers, and liking the videos. It really helps. Hopefully, we can get the funding up to so I can do the trial next year. But we got some time because I think it will cost a little bit to get it done. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Everyone's been so lovely on this channel, and I really appreciate all the support. I will be back maybe tomorrow. We'll see. And I might be able to get on a bit earlier and we'll do a longer show. But until then, love you all. I hope I've given you all the updates you need in the last 24 hours. And yeah, have a great Friday. And then I might see you Friday evening, okay? Until then, see you later, guys. Have a great night and get some sleep. It's been a crazy few days in true crime. Good night, everyone. See you later.